What's up, scrappy peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and today I'm scrapping this little photo. It was our first photo with Bubba Violet. I was still on the operating table, I think. I just had my C-section and she's here. And I'm using a new little haul that I got about a month ago. I bought the new Cocoa Vanilla Daydream collection, and the colours, oh, they're scrumptious. They're so soft, and they're not baby themed at all, but they do work really, really well with these first few photos of Violet. And I've probably used about half of this paper pack now, and I think I'm going to have to go buy another one. I grabbed mine from Love to Create, which is a fab online and in-store retailer if you're looking for some goodies to add to your stash. She's got the whole Daydream collection, which you'll see bits of pop up in this video. So we're doing a 12 by 12 peeps. Yeah, we're back and having a few 12 by 12s every now and then. Look, I'm still a bit rusty with the 12 by 12 formation. It's very different when you've scrapped. If anyone's in the same boat, let me know. If you've scrapped a certain size for a long time and then swapped, it's hard to change the configuration, especially when you're going from the 9 by 12 rectangle shape to the 12 by 12 square. You do have to shift things around so that the page looks a bit more balanced, and yeah, it's a little bit tricky. But I really love the way this page turned out, which I'm glad, because I will admit I was a bit nervous to scrap this photo because it is probably one of my favourite photos of those first couple of days with Violet, and I just love this pic. She was so tiny with her little knitted beanie that they put on her, and I wanted to do a good layout. You know, when you have a photo that you just love and you work it up a bit in your head that you want the page to look really, really good. Well, that's where I was at when I did this page. So of course I picked a paper that I struggle with, which is these beautiful wreaths. I love them. I absolutely love them. But when it comes to using them, I sometimes don't know how to make them work. So I decided to use one today when I was a bit stressed already about scrapping this photo, which is just ideal. But I really love the way, like I said, that it turned out. So we got there in the end. So the first thing I did was I wanted to give a couple of soft layers to my photo, and so I matted it in my normal white cardstock that I always do. It's just printer cardstock that I pick up from Officeworks. And then I used a couple of pieces of tissue paper, which, if you're worried about archival safety, it's not acid free, so keep that in mind. I then added the heart-shaped paper from the Daydream collection, and I used that from the 6 by 8 paper stack because the hearts were smaller, and I could have more of them sneaking their little way around the sides of this little photo, because if I'd used the larger page I probably would have snipped off a few more hearts. I cut out this Remember This, and I really wanted to try and use it, but I wasn't quite sure how to make it work, and then I was having a bit of trouble with putting the photo down because this wreath is so pretty and detailed. I thought that my photo was getting a bit lost, so I decided to grab some craft foam and bump my photo up. And it's not a huge level of 3D-ness, as I like to say, but it's still a significant amount that you can tell when you're flicking through the album that everything's not flat. There is a bit of depth to it, which I really like. So I'm using my very awkward shaped piece of yellow craft foam, and I just picked this up in the kids craft section at Spotlight. I think Spotlight is where I got this stack from. They have a ginormous stack of maybe 20 or so sheets, and it sometimes comes up on special. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because it is, I think they do half price or 40% off. It's quite a significant chunk. So I'm putting my photo to the side of the wreath, and I think this is the only way that I can make wreaths work in my mind. If I put a photo in the middle of the wreath, I feel like it's just floating there like a ghost in the middle of nothing. So when I put the photo to the right, I feel like it's a bit more grounded and stuck down, and it has something to lean on. It's leaning on the wreath, so it looks a bit more like it belongs there. I'm going through the Daydream ephemera pack now and picking out all of the florals because there's so many gorgeous ones in there. And I decide to add even more florals to this page because why not? All the flowers. And I have sped this bit up just a little bit because I fiddle around with some craft foam, and I finally have my ATG back in action, which has been really handy. I ran out of tape ages ago, and then in the last live stream that I did, I was so blessed with the super chats. So thank you if you're one of the people that gave me a super chat in the last live stream. It really, really helped. And I was able to buy the $500 carton of ATG tape. That's the cheapest way for me to buy it. Here in Australia, I buy, it's not Scotch brand, it's a knockoff brand, but it gave me 72 rolls. So I will be out of trouble for a long, long time. So thank you so much for that. I wanted to cover up Aaron's watch, and he had my hair tie on his wrist, and they were both black, and they just really stood out in the photo. So I put that rainbow dream over the top, and then I'm just poking in all sorts of little florals. I fussed around with cutting foam. Cutting foam tape is not fun. It's not fun for me, and it's not fun for my poor scissors. I desperately need to clean them now because they're very sticky after this, after making this page. And I should say the reason why I'm doing this page is because it was Violet's birthday yesterday. Where has that time gone? How do I have a 1-year-old? How? This was only like a couple of weeks ago, this photo, right? Oh, it's crazy. So she's now 1, and when we had Arch, we decided that first birthdays were going to be the big hoo-ha, and we did that for Arch. We had, because we've got 4 sets of grandparents and lots of different like friend groups and family groups all coming together. And so we thought first birthdays would be the big one, and then birthdays after that would just be nice and calm and quiet until they were in school and they wanted to have some friends over and do a little shindig. But this year, with everything happening with, that giant global pandemic that's going on, even though my area doesn't have any cases at the moment, we decided to postpone the big shindig for her second birthday. So we will have a big second birthday for her instead of a first birthday. We're just going to keep it low key, and Archie and I might make some sort of cupcakes or something yummy for her to try cake for the first time. But yeah, it's different this year, and I don't know. It's just celebrations this year have been not the same, and I think it's okay to kind of not necessarily grieve it, but it's okay to feel disappointed that things haven't gone ahead this year that may have gone ahead. If I'm thinking, I've got a couple of friends planning weddings at the moment, and of course things have had to change for those. So my thoughts are with anyone who had a significant event this year that may have not gone to plan. And I think that it is important to document it. That's what we do. We document our lives, and we document the good times like this beautiful moment. But I also will be doing like a page about her first birthday and about how things have changed this year from what I had envisioned at the start of the year, perhaps. Not that I was planning her birthday at the start of the year. We know that wasn't going to happen, but you know what I mean. This year just took a turn. Here we go. I made a mistake here. So I did a little whoopsie. I wrote, oh, I was so annoyed. I wrote welcome little, and I was going to put welcome little Violet, and I accidentally crossed, instead of crossing the two T's, I crossed the L and the T. I was so annoyed at myself. So I decided to try to fix it. I was going to get a label, but I thought I just wanted that space to be with a white background. And I just grabbed a bit of that white cardstock that I used to mat my photos, and I wrote it on there. Now the pen I'm using is a Tombow. I don't know what it's called. I don't think I can pronounce it, but it has black at one end and a grey brush pen at the other end. And it's one of my favourite black brush pens to use. And I'm pretty sure I got this at that bookshop, Kino Kuninya in Sydney, but I've also seen it on Jet Pens as well. So I decided to just roll with it, and I put that little white rectified welcome little Violet on some foam tape. So it was meant to be like that, peeps. It was always going to be bumped up on foam tape, wasn't it? Of course, yes. But by putting it up on the foam tape, it makes it look like it was actually meant to be like that. So if you ever make a mistake, you know my motto, you can always cover it up. And that's what I always say on my Let's Get Inky channel, because you can always cover it up. There's always a strategy, unless you do what I have done in the past, which is to put splatters on someone's face in the photo. That's a little bit hard to cover up unless you want to give them some nice extra, maybe jewelry embellishments, a bit of enamel dot stuck in the middle on their eyebrow, or some other sticker stuck on their face. You might not be able to cover that one up, but most things you can cover up. And by putting it on the foam tape, it makes it look like it was meant to actually be there. So I'm adding down the bottom just, I felt like it needed just a teeny bit of hand journaling. Now, her birth week has so many photos, it's ridiculous, and it's got lots of project life, and so I've already journaled a lot about her birth, and I'm hoping to type out what happened on the day as well. And so I didn't need to actually do too much written journaling. This was more so a pretty page to just highlight the photo. Adding some gold splatters with my Liquitex acrylic ink, and this layout is all done, and I freaking love the way it looks. I felt like I needed that I love you in that left hand corner just to balance how heavy that right hand corner is. So I really love the way that looks. Oh, she was so tiny and now she's so big. All right, peeps, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It helps my channel be discovered by new inklets. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.